Welcome to your short, balance-focused practice. For this practice, all you really need are 2 blocks. I am using cork blocks just for one of the movements that we're going to do. It'll be a nice to have a firm surface, but regular blocks will also work. And you could also do this on the floor without any blocks. So totally optional. We're going to start lying down on our back. So come to lie down. Have your legs bent, knees knocking in. You can kind of pigeon toe your feet, and then just let your hands rest on your belly. We'll take these first initial moments to transition into our practice, shifting gears from your everyday life, whatever's going on, into this time here for yourself, to challenge yourself, maybe to try new things, maybe to bring awareness to different parts of your body. And just begin now to become more aware of your feet. Maybe take a moment to wiggle around your toes, feeling the toes moving, feeling the muscles of the feet starting to just wake up a little bit. We're going to do a lot with our feet today because they definitely impact our balance a lot. So now let's bring our feet more hip width apart. Knees will be apart from one another. And with the eyes staying closed, I want you to just try as you inhale to lift all 10 toes up. Keep the balls of the feet on the floor. You're only lifting your toes off the floor. Spread the toes away from each other and then lower them back down. Let's do that a few more times. Lift and spread the toes and down. Again, up and down. 2 more, lift and lower. Last one, up and down. And then now let's keep our little toes all down, not just the pinky toes, but all of the little toes. And only lift the big toes up if you can. And down. Keep going. And if you're doing this and you're like, I don't know if it's working, it's okay. Just do the best that you can do, trying to place your attention in your toes. And it's really hard if you're new to isolating your toes and your feet in this way. It's also normal for your pointer fingers to be trying to help you out. Now let's do the opposite. Big toes down, little toes lifting. And maybe with this, you can start to feel some of the muscles of your feet activate and engage. Up and down. One more. And lowering down. Good. And then from here, let's take a big full body stretch. Reach the arms, stretch out through your legs and lengthen. Keep all of that length as we go into a side stretch. Slide your feet to the right, left foot on top. Catch your left wrist and stretch it over right there and take a nice full breath into that side of your body. Good, and then come back to the center, over to the other side. Right leg on top, catching a hold of that right wrist and stretching over. Again, breathing right there. And then back to the center. Hug both of your knees in toward you. Maybe take a second to curl your head up toward your knees and stretch out your back. Maybe rock a little bit along the spine if that feels good, or just rock side to side. And then resting your head and shoulders if you lifted them. Let's stretch our legs up. Point and flex your feet, just stretching out the hamstrings. And you can circle the feet around to move through the ankles. They're going to be working a lot today with all of our balance efforts. And reverse. Good. And now let's bend the legs. Set both feet on the ground, feet hip width apart. And then we're going to have the arms by your side. We're going to do bridge pose. So pressing into the feet, let's lift the hips up, squeezing the glutes. And then I want you to try, just like we did with our hips on the ground, to lift all 10 toes up, spread the toes, balls of the foot stay on the floor, and then lower. 4 more. Up, down. Keep the hips lifted the whole time. Up, down. 2 more. Up, down. Last one. Up, and down. And now let's do big toes staying down, little toes up. Keep squeezing the glutes, keep the hips lifted. Up, down, up, down. 3 more, lift, lower, last 2, up, down, 1 more. And then little toes up, big, or little toes down, big toes lift. Keep squeezing the glutes. I know it's going to start to get hard. 2, 3, feeling those foot muscles wake up. And 5. Okay, lower down. Good. Now cross your right ankle over your left knee, arms out wide into either cactus or a T. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, let your legs drop over to the left as you look to the right, and then back to the center. We'll keep going like that. 2 and 3. Let's hold it right here. Keep thinking of this right knee pushing away from you. So you're trying not to let it come in. That would be more of a twist. Instead, we're trying to go for more of a hip stretch and a little twist. And then come back up. Unwind, and let's switch. Left ankle over the right knee. And then let the legs tip to the right as you look to the left. Again, keep thinking of that left knee pushing away from you here. 1 more, we'll hold it. Holding and breathing right here and just noticing what you feel. And take another deep breath. And come all the way back up. And go ahead and uncross the legs. And now from here, we're going to reach our arms up to the ceiling and stretch the right leg up. Okay, and we're going to go into 10 single leg bridges here. So breathe in, and as you breathe out, drive through the left foot and lift the hips and down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it up right here and breathe for another 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good job. Lower the right foot now. Lift the left leg. So the first step of us being better at balancing standing on one leg is to get better at balancing lying down on one leg. So breathe in again and then breathe out. Drive up for 10. 9. Really working on strengthening our glutes and our hamstrings. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, let's hold it up right here. Push down through the right foot to keep the hips up. 3, 2, and rest. Good job. Lower or hug both knees in. And now either roll to your side to come up, or you can do a few rocks along your spine. We'll come all the way up and over to hands and knees. Flip on around, and we'll start to take a few cat and cows. Inhale to dip your back, lift your chest. Exhale, rounding your spine. Keep that going. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. And round. And then inhale again, lift the chest. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward dog. Pedal out through your feet right here. Check in with the hamstrings, the calves. Maybe sway the hips. Good. And then let's slowly walk our hands back toward our feet. Fold over the legs. Hang out right here. Shaking your head, yes and no. Swaying side to side. And then start to bend your legs and just roll to standing, 1 vertebra at a time. As you make it to the top, do some big shoulder rolls. Okay, good. All right, from here, we're going to get into our balance work a little bit more. So we're going to find our blocks, and you're going to have them basically so that you can stand on them. So I like to have 2, one in front of the other, and just have the foot on the floor or on the blocks. If you didn't have any blocks, you can simply do the same movement on the floor. You just don't get as much range of motion. All right, but let's step your right foot up onto the blocks. I'm mirroring you. And then have your left heel off the ground, so you're on the ball of your foot. Bring your hands to your hips. This is a very subtle movement. You're going to try to push down through your standing leg to lift the left hip higher than the right, balancing on this one leg, and then back down. It's almost like here you're holding a baby on your hip, and then you're going to hug the hip in. Down and lift. We're going to do 10, 9. Try not to bend the knee at all. So it's just an action of the pelvis. 7, 6. Make sure that knee's not bending. Should feel this in the outer hip. I definitely do. Firing up. These are our balance muscles. 2 and 1. Good, rest. Shake that leg out. Definitely feel it. Other side. So from here, once again, we're hugging left hip in, trying to lift the right half of the pelvis higher than the left, and down and up for 10, 8, 7, 6, squeezing in, 5, is it talking to you? 4, definitely feeling the burn, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, whew, shake it out. Let's put these blocks to the side. And now we're going to do a little balancing test, and this is something that you could assess over time as you do these exercises or as you come to our classes. We will be assessing our balance this way over the course of 6 weeks. So essentially, we're going to try to stand on one leg for a minute, and you're trying to tap down as few times as possible. So you're going to be on one leg, and you could just be holding a static position like this with your knee up. Tree pose doesn't matter. You could also be moving the entire time, but I want you to count every time that your foot has to land on the floor, and you're going to just note that. Maybe write it down in a notebook or put it in your phone. Okay, so I'm going to time us here. Let's go. So we're going to have our right leg as our standing leg. Left foot is lifted. And we're just holding here. Again, you can maintain a static position like I am doing, or you can move around. I do find in general a static position is easier than a dynamic one. And just count every time you have to touch your foot down. Keep hugging this hip in, squeezing the glute. We're over halfway. Keep breathing. Staying focused. You're almost there. And it's yoga practice, not perfect. It's okay if we fall. It's okay if we wobble. Another 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Shake out that leg. Note somewhere how many times you had to tap that foot down. Note which side it was. All right, then we're going to go into the other side. 3, 2, 1. Left leg is our standing leg. Again, you could be in tree pose. You could just have the foot hovering off the ground. You can move around, whatever you want to do. Your objective is to keep your foot off the ground as long as possible. Keep hugging this hip in and just breathe. Try to be as relaxed and loosey-goosey everywhere else, finding that balanced effort. So you're not working too hard, but you're also working enough to keep your balance. Well over halfway, we're almost there. Keep it up. Throws me off having to look at my watch. 5, 3, 2, 1. Take a rest. Shake out your legs. Very good. All right, well, that was it for today's short balancing practice. I have more to come, but you can always check out our classes here at Yoga Strong. Comment below, let me know if this was helpful, let me know if you want more, and let me know how many times you had to count or had to tap down. All right, thanks for practicing, and I'll see you next time.